Okay, sweet magic sauce. Alright. Hi, my name's Echo. My mom was a hippie. So I'm a very weird human being, which means I've done a lot of really weird things in my life, quite a few that I regret, and quite a few that are very embarrassing. So today I just wanted to share a couple embarrassing stories from my life with you, the wonderful people of the internet, because maybe you can relate to some of these ridiculous stories, or maybe I'm just embarrassing myself on the internet. Either way, it's gonna be entertaining. So the first thing I want to point out is that I live in the city and I don't have a car, so I take the public bus a lot. At one point, all of the seats were full, so I had to stand, which isn't uncommon. Suddenly, the bus starts pulling forward, I start moving backwards, and it is at this point that a normal human being would catch themselves and remain standing. But not me, because I saw one of these things hanging in front of me. So instead of using my legs, I just reached for the lasso. And then I missed. And naturally, I fell on some people on the bus. Oops. The sad thing is that's not the only time I've fallen down in public, because sometimes my ankles will do this weird thing where they just stop working. I will be going about my merry way when suddenly I will turn and my ankles will just nope, and then I will just fall to the ground. This doesn't happen very often, but it has happened at least 3 times. Once while I was in a public bathroom, once while I was in an empty hallway, and once in a crowded grocery store while I was carrying a bunch of food. Oh my god, the eggs are everywhere. Needless to say, someone almost called an ambulance. This next one I don't feel like reenacting, so I'm just gonna draw it for you. So a few weeks ago, a coworker and I decided that during our lunch break we would go to this Chinese food place down the street from where we work. And then as soon as we ate our food and got back to work, I had the sudden realization that at some point in the next few hours, I was going to throw up. You know that tiny, slight stomach irritation that you get hours before you're about to suffer the effects of food poisoning? I had that, and I knew, just from previous experiences with food poisoning, that at some point within the next 5 hours, I was going to throw up violently. So at that point I knew that within the next few hours I had to be in a convenient place to throw up. I knew where all the trash cans were, I had a straight shot to the bathroom just in case. I was mentally prepared for this because I knew it was gonna happen. When I finished my shift, I realized that somewhere within the next 30 minutes I was going to throw up. And I was about to go get on a bus with a bunch of people to try and get home, when my coworker offered me a ride. And I thought that was fantastic because that meant that I would be able to get home in time to throw up privately in my own apartment. But that's not how life works. So my coworker and I exited the building through the back door towards the parking lot when I suddenly realized that I didn't have 30 minutes before I was going to throw up. I had about 30 seconds. And at that point I told her that I had changed my mind and that I was just gonna catch the bus instead and that she was okay, she could go, because I did not want to throw up in her car. And there I was, standing in the middle of a parking lot about 15 seconds away from throwing up, and I knew that there was no way I was going to be able to make it back into the building, and I didn't want to just throw up on the pavement, when suddenly I look over and realize, oh my so convenient, a dumpster! I've never been happy to see a dumpster before. So I just walked over and spilled out my guts into the dumpster in silence, alone in a parking lot. But wait, twist ending! But as my body is forcibly rejecting my lunch into this dumpster, who could possibly walk through the back door but one of the most attractive guys that I work with? Why is this my life? It's okay, I was gonna die alone anyway. But yeah, those are just a couple of the embarrassing stories that I have. Believe me, I have an entire list, and I'll probably end up making another one of these videos in the future, because the internet is where humiliation belongs. I feel like this channel's been growing really fast lately, and it's really cool to watch. So thank you all for joining my awesome little community. And if you want to be one of my YouTube friends, then you can click right here to be subscribed to this channel, or you can click here if you want to see one of my previous videos. Also follow me on Twitter, because I'm lonely. Side note, I am working on the next episode of BAM. I'm hoping that it will be going up next week. Oh my god, leaf blowers. Leaf blower men, please go away before I smash your face in with a lamp.